There are a number of central themes in The Catcher in the Rye. One of them is phoniness. Now, Holden's observations are often accurate. Adults engage in behaviors that are less than sincere for benign and selfish reasons. Holden seems to think that only he sees the phoniness for what it is. His willingness to call it out is what sets him apart. He uses this to avoid many adult interactions, and worst case scenario, it's very judgmental. He ducks opportunities to connect and uses this accusation as a shield. More important themes are alienation and identity. Now, loneliness parallels the alienation that many feel as they search for identity and belonging. This is something that makes Holden somewhat universal. The two states bump up against each other. Identity is distinctive and requires setting oneself apart from others, but belonging requires acknowledging commonalities so bonds can be formed. Belonging can threaten identity. Holden's interactions with his peers at Pensy illustrate this tension. Holden often says that he wishes he could go home. He tries to make it as an adult in New York City. He is developing the identity that will sustain him in the coming years. Home is what ultimately rescues Holden in his moment of crisis. Allie and Phoebe represent home. Sex is another important theme in The Catcher in the Rye. Conflicting views of sex and Holden's treatment of women leave him feeling alienated and fearful. He imagines himself as a protector or a defender, but is worried about getting sexy around them. Holden is physically attracted to girls, but he fails to take into consideration the idea that women too feel desire. In his thinking, they're always asking men to stop. The idea that Jane wanted to get sexy with Stradlater is one that Holden can't entertain. Holden does not quite understand his feelings of sexual desire. His misinterpretation of the line from Comin' Through the Rye is ironic. The song toys with the idea of spontaneous, secret sex. He takes it as a metaphor for keeping the children safe in the field. Childhood is also an important theme in The Catcher in the Rye. Holden views young children as pure and innocent, and adults phony, even corrupted. Children are born innocent, and then they are gradually corrupted by the world around them. Holden's view is oversimplified. Violence can be a part of children's lives. Allie's death from leukemia is clear evidence that childhood is not truly sheltered. Holden's own memories of childhood seem frozen and fragile. Holden's tendency to romanticize childhood clashes with Phoebe's more practical view. Holden is right to cherish the years of childhood because children have the time to be curious. They start stories, but they don't always finish them. They can love fiercely, as Phoebe does, but they grow up.